Good morning, welcome to Coffee Break with Tej, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, also streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com. It's Thursday, June 21st, and it's a wet Thursday out there, so people please drive with caution and be careful out there on these slippery roads. And this morning, before I continue, my cousin in Toronto, I just want to wish Lisa a happy birthday. And now I can shout out my Twitter page. Indira, you don't have Twitter yet. Indira Saunders,
I do
my co-pilot
have
again.
Twitter.
I
just don't use Twitter.
You're old.
Not everyone tweets.
You're old.
I don't know. I don't see the point of Twitter. I really don't. I don't see.
Twitter is cool. What are you talking about?
I don't see the point. I'm barely just getting used to Facebook. So, like, Twitter is just beyond me right now. I'm like a 60-year-old when it comes to Twitter. What is this about?
Well, they can follow me on Twitter if you want to chime into our conversation. On Twitter, it's Tej Grant, TEEJGRANT. Or you can go on Facebook and like my Coffee Break with Tej Facebook page. Just type that in the search bar, Coffee Break with Tej, and I'll pop up. And this morning we have a real-life missionary. I'm looking at this guy, man. This guy, he has some amazing stories. But he's a missionary, and he's doing some work here in the Bahamas for right now. And he's about to head out, so I'm glad that we caught him before he made his escape out of the country. So, Jonathan Page, how you doing this morning, man?
Very good, thanks.
Good, man. Jonathan, I heard a lot of good things about you, man.
Oh, well, I don't know if I can take credit for any of this.
Right, man. But, I mean, you're a missionary, and you're here in the Bahamas right now. Just tell us a little bit about the work that you do, just briefly.
So go on.
Yeah, so he's a real-life missionary.
I know.
One that we always heard about. The people that travel the world and just taking God's message and with nothing. I think, Jonathan, you were telling me your story earlier about how you first arrived in the Bahamas. It was 4 years ago. This is his second trip to the Bahamas. 4 years ago, he was here. 3 years ago.
4 years ago.
4 years ago, he was here for the first time, and you had an extraordinary story then. You flew to the Bahamas, and you had one night stay, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, being a missionary, I don't collect a salary. So I really go by faith, and I really believe that if Jesus takes you somewhere, well, he's going to look after you as you go.
Right.
And I think the thing that I've learned a lot is that you have to put your faith into action. You know, if I waited for all the bills to be paid, if I waited for funding for the next 20 years, and then only left England when I had that, well, I'd be there yet. Because those things don't happen, but I think God really expects you to see if you're going to step out and expect him to build the bridge as you go. And so that's one of the reasons why I came here to the Bahamas, because we were going to work in the Caribbean for the next few years, places like Haiti, Cuba, and we needed a base. So yeah, I came here with one night booked at a hotel, and I met a really sweet, I'll tell you the story, it was kind of incredible. I got to the airport and I had no money. We had one night at a hotel. I didn't even have a way to get into town by taxi or anything.
Really?
So I just prayed and I said, Jesus, how do I get into town? Now, one thing I really believe, if you ask Jesus or God a question, he's going to answer, like I would you. I believe that. You can have a conversation with the Lord. He's in your heart. He wants to look out for you. So I said, Jesus, how do I get into town? And this guy walked past me with a flowery shirt, right? And he said, the Lord said to me, I just heard it in my heart. He said, there's your lift. Now I hesitated. I don't know why, but I sort of hesitated a bit, and I was a bit nervous and everything. And then I heard Jesus say to me again, well, there goes your lift. And man, when I heard that, I ran out for this guy so fast. And I ran out and I said, look, excuse me, can you give us a lift? And he said, sure. And I sat in his car, and as we were driving away, it was myself and a colleague, he looks in the rearview mirror, and he looks into my eyes, and he says, what do you do? And I said, guess. And he said, you're a missionary, aren't you? And I said, yeah, how do you know? And he said, well, I think Jesus just told me.